I am your host, Leah Dunlap, and you are listening to the Oracle on Purpose podcast, where we help intentional leaders clarify their purpose and next steps to create a work and life of significance. Hey there, are you too much? Do you secretly feel like if you were everything that you really knew yourself to be, people would say you're too much? In fact, are you so afraid of people saying that you're too much that you have secretly clipped your own wings and stayed small? In a moment, I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story about a current client who I was speaking to about this very subject. And hopefully to share some insight about how being too much really isn't even possible. Okay. So stick with me. I'm Leah Dunlap. I'm the Oracle on Purpose, and I help and guide leaders who are creating incredible things in the world find and follow their purpose so that they can actually push past all of their upper limits and really dive into a life of fulfillment and find their true path to millions. All right. So I promised you I'd tell you a little story. My client reached out the other day. And was talking to me about where she was in creating an expansion in her business. And one of the statements that she said really caught my eye, which was that she realized that the person she was talking to was connected to other people that she idolized, that she looked up to, that she held in the highest esteem. That was her word, held in the highest esteem. And then she paused for a moment and said something interesting. She said, and what was really weird is she was excited to speak to me. Straight over her head. Did you catch it? The pause and the introspection of the fact that this person she was speaking to, who she was connected to all these great people that she really admired in their industry, was excited to be speaking to her. It was just a throwaway comment at first. But the deeper we dug into where she was and what she was working on in her business, I realized this is the thing. This is that point, that pivotal moment where so many people fall back into old patterns, into old behaviors, into smaller versions of themselves to make the other person feel comfortable, to hold back some of their natural glow, their natural effervescence, their excitement, their mastery, their amazingness, right? How big is your big in yourself? And how often do you find yourself in a situation where you hold back? You might hold back on something you wanted to say or something you wanted to share or do with someone else, because it made you feel as if they might think you are being too much. Too much. Now, here's what's interesting. As the conversation went on, we brought her back to a place where I helped her to understand that part of what she was bringing to her community was an entirely different version of the story that had been long played out about what it was like to be in her industry. And part of this was about money. It was about how much she was charging for her product or service and how much the community had set a level that was quote unquote acceptable. Yeah, got it? So here she is creating this new expansion for her business. And what I admired and I acknowledged her for was to stand for her own pricing and understand that what she does is valued at that already, that people are already lining up to pay her that amount of money. But when she stepped into this arena where other people in this industry were having a different conversation about it, she could have been challenged and fallen back to going like, well, okay, I will only do that for you guys for this much. Have you ever gone to that situation? Right? If you're somebody out there that works in a networking group or a business group and people outside of you start telling you what your work is valued at or what people are willing to pay, what other people are doing, that you suddenly start to think, well, maybe I should do that too. Maybe that's what's accepted. Maybe that's what will help me go along to get along. That will help me make more connections. And here's the one tip I want to share right now that I shared with her. You do not want those people. Those are not your audience. Those are not the people who are already lining up to get exactly what you have to offer at the exact price you decide to offer it. And so when you can really stay true to that, then what you are isn't too much. What you are is the leading edge of your industry. You're the change maker. And there may be others around you who've been wanting to break out and make that change. And for whatever reason, they've not also been comfortable enough to do so. So you're stepping out of your own comfort zone or your own insecurity or your own tension, right? That own resistance to being 100% yourself allows them to do the same. So maybe you're not too much. Maybe you're exactly what you need to be so that the world can be what it needs to be because of you, because of what you stand for, because of how you stand for it, because of you showing up. The world is already different. All right. I wanted to stop by and share that with you. I hope that this lands on the right ears today. And I feel like it does because it was coming through me to share with you all today. Just remember, what you are is exactly what the universe wanted when it created you. So stay true to yourself. And if you are having a problem figuring out where the noise ends and where you begin, please reach out. I would love to help support you as you continue to be who you're meant to be and live your life on purpose. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye now.
Thanks for tuning in to the Oracle on Purpose show. If you found value in this episode, we'd appreciate you leaving a comment. Also, you can subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't yet. If you'd like to get clear on your highest vision and next steps, go to oracleonpurpose.com. See you next week.